Okay, this is my family internship presentation. My name is Rosalind Vigneri. I interned at the Rexburg Family History Center. So, how I found the Rexburg Family History Center was through a website called Handshake, and it's pretty familiar with the school. They're actually the ones that told me about it when I went in and asked them the best way to find an internship, and they told me about Handshake, so I created a profile, and it was super easy. You just put in like your criteria and your major and all that. And as I was searching through different internships, it tells you based on your profile how fit you are to match that internship. So that was super helpful. After I applied to a couple internships, the Family History Center is actually the one that reached out to me, and they contacted me through email. And then with them, I was able to set up an interview, and it was super easy going. His name was Brother Magleby, and he was super nice and just asked me a lot about where I was from and why I wanted to do the internship and a little bit about my major. And then I was able to get accepted, which was awesome. And then we set up a schedule that worked for me and for him. It was super nice because this was the only thing I had going on this semester, so I was able to dedicate a lot of time to the center. So, a lot of my responsibilities at the center included helping out the old folks. Every first and last Friday of the month, they would have all the old folks from the homestead, which is just a little bit ways down the road from the center. They would come and we would just help them with whatever they wanted to do on Family Search. Sometimes we would just look at old pictures, or we would do names and everything. And if they had names, we could print them off. And they do like monthly temple trips and everything. So that was really awesome. Um, there were a couple times where I had to try to contact other businesses. For example, we were wanting to create a service event, but we had to contact with the school because we wanted to bring in more college students. And so we were trying to set up our homestead first and last Friday of the month service project. We were trying to get that set up at the school so that college students could come in and volunteer. So that was one thing that I was able to get set up and accomplish for the center, and that was really cool. I did a lot of advertising, such as Facebook, Instagram, and just kind of trying to get the word out there. I volunteered whenever they needed me. Sometimes they were low on volunteers, so I would just come in and help out where I was needed. And then they would do a lot of events. I would help out at those. If they were food events, I would make sure the food was always full and the drinks were always full, and just different things like that. I would also try to help market for the events. They do really, really love when the college students come in, and so that was a big thing for me, was going around to wards and just kind of like announcing that this was happening and inviting people to come to it. So some things that I did that benefited the site was creating that service project, which was with the Adopt a Grandparent program on campus. I was able to get that accomplished around mid-February. I started the internship in January, so I was able to get that accomplished pretty quickly. It took a while to get emails back and phone calls back, but we finally got it through, and it was so fun. We're so glad we did it. Another benefit I was able to accomplish was to create an Instagram account for this site, and that's been going really well. We also created family home evening events. We were able to have a group of about 50 or 60 students come for FHE, and we were able to do pizza, and they were able to get genealogy work done or get names because they were going on a temple trip the next week. I also promoted the site, the website that we have, on Instagram and on Facebook. And then I was able to bring in a lot of college students, such as the family home evening event and the adopt a grandparent event. So those two things were my biggest accomplishments here, and they were probably my biggest and hardest projects I had to do, but they were so worth it in the end. Some of the benefits to me that this internship had was that I was able to create lasting friendships. Everyone at the site is so nice and so caring, and everyone just cares about what's going on in your life. And so it was really amazing to be able to make those kinds of friends. I was also able to grow a lot in my patience, having to work with the old folks. Sometimes you got to repeat yourself a lot, or they don't fully understand the technology, and so it can get very cumbersome and it can be hard to try to remain patient with them. And so that was a really good thing for me because sometimes I lack patience, and I have noticed how well I have grown in that area. This also forced me to break out of my comfort zone. I am not one to go up and say hi to people. I'm not an outgoing person, but working at the center and having to confront people, ask how they were doing, really helped me get out of that bubble and allowed me to open up more and to be able to discover that about me more and to be able to finally be more extrovert. I was also able to expand my knowledge on family history work. Coming into this internship, I really didn't know anything about family history work, and Brother Magleby was so nice about it, and he was like, that's okay, like you'll learn a lot, and I really did. Every time I attended the events or I helped out and volunteered, like I was able to learn so much from my coworkers and from those that I was helping. So the way that this internship connected to my previous and current coursework was that it required a lot of creativity, and many of the things that I did, such as like brochures or poster making or different posts on Instagram or Facebook, required me to be creative in attracting the correct audience. Our brochures, we were aiming to attract tourists, so people that are coming here and staying here for maybe like a week or so that are trying to go to Yellowstone but they're staying in Rexburg. And so we were trying to attract that kind of audience with our brochures, and one of our aims was through DNA testing because that's such a huge thing right now. And so that required a lot of creativity out of me. Along with the posters, those were more based on the patrons. They were the ones that were going to be seeing those, so I had to market those to the patrons, which also required a lot of creativity. Organization is a huge thing. In all coursework, you have to be organized, or things can get very crazy. And same with at the center. If I wasn't organized with my notes, then I would have no idea what I needed to accomplish for the week. And if I wasn't organized with how I did each thing I did, I wouldn't have been able to come to the meetings prepared to share what I have done to help them out. Professionalism is also a very big thing in both coursework and the internship. You want to dress professional and act professional because you are a piece of that place that you are working at, and so you reflect how they all are. Promptness is important because if you say you're going to be somewhere, you need to be there when you said you were going to be there. And then being personable. I have found that it's been a lot easier for me now having to go through this internship to be more personable and to be more willing to talk to those who I don't really know. So, would I recommend this internship? I definitely would recommend it. It was a great experience. I was able to meet so many great people. I was able to learn a lot about myself, about others, and about family history work and how important it truly is. I never really knew anything about family history work, and now I know so much, and I just feel so good about it, and it really makes me want to go out and help those lost souls. Um, Again, the people are amazing. Everyone works really hard, and the work is very rewarding. So the person to contact for this internship would be David Magleby. I included his email in there. That's just the email he contacted me through Handshake. Thank you.